Alright, so we're getting ready to do our cold moonlight experiment. Sun's going down over here in the west. Moon will be coming up over here right around sunset because it's a full moon. Might take a little bit to get above these trees. We're going to be doing the experiment here on this table. I've got an empty cardboard box here and this box here. So my intention is we'll put one can over here in the moonlight, one can over here out of the moonlight, and then this will be our control. I don't know what we're going to call this. I think the control is actually this guy over here, but this one will be out of the sky, just covered, and we'll see if there's any difference between all three of these cans' temperatures tonight. The temperature tonight's going to be around 80 degrees, so I don't know how much cooling we're going to see at all, but we'll see what happens. On a side note, we're going to be observing Saturn and Jupiter tonight, if we can, with my little AWB One Sky 5-inch telescope. This is the first telescope that I bought a few years ago, and it's a really good telescope for a beginner, well, even for somebody that's not a beginner. It's nice and portable. 5 inches gives you a pretty good view of the sky. You can get pretty good magnification on the planets. You can see fairly deep. You can see galaxies with it. They look like little smudges. But if anybody's looking for a telescope for somebody that's a beginner, this is a great way to start. Comes with a red dot finder. Makes it very easy to point at anything in the sky. With a little bit of practice, you can find just about anything with something like this. Alright, so here we are at sunset. You can hear those cicadas going nuts. See the belt of Venus. Really cool. Sun down over there. Moon should be rising over here. Probably already up, but can't see the horizon from this spot. So it's going to be a little bit before the moon gets up there. That pink cloud. It's beautiful. Alright, I've had my test subjects marinating together in this water bath for a few hours now, so they should all be the same temperature. We're going to test everything before we set them loose. Alright, so the purpose of putting them in this water bath was just to bring them all to some type of thermal equilibrium, warm them up a little bit, because last time I did this, they all were kind of cool when I put them outside, and they spent the whole night warming up. So we're going to take these out of here, dry them off. If I can do this with one hand. I don't know about you guys, but I drink a lot of these seltzers. Try not to drink so much water or soda anymore. Cut down on my sugar. But this should work. Let's see. The tape is on here to increase the IR emissivity, which seems to give me a better reading. Get my thermometer out here. We're going to see what the temperature is on these. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. 81. Get another reading. Okay, so 81.5. 81.5. 81.1, 81.9, so they're all right around 81.5 or so. That's good. Now we'll get this thing set up. I'm going to go ahead and mark these so we can keep track of which one is which. Oh goodness, I can get this lid off this Sharpie. There we go. So this will be number 1, number 2. Hey, come on now. That was a horrible number 2. Number 3. There we go. Alright, so this is our setup. Like I said, the moon will be coming up over here. So this can on the right side, number 2, is going to be our test subject that's exposed to the moonlight. Number 1 over here, exposed to the sky, but won't be exposed to the moon. The moon will be blocked by the box. And then number 3 here will be kept covered up, so it's not so exposed to the sky or the moon. And we'll find out what happens to the temperatures of all these cans. Let's just get another reading here. Number 1, 81.1. Number 3, 81.1. Number 2, 77.4. Oh, 81.1. Alright, so probably when I take the temperature readings, I'll take 3 readings off of each one just to make sure I'm getting something accurate. This thing is supposed to be good within 2%, but anyway, we'll start off with 81.1 as our baseline and we'll see where we go. We're still waiting on the moon. There's Jupiter. You see that bright dot above those trees there? Saturn. Probably can't see. You see the sky starting to brighten a little bit over there, so the moon should be coming up pretty quick. So, now we wait. Oh, we got Venus over here. Nice and bright. Beautiful sunset. You can see some crepuscular rays if you look very closely. It's going to be a nice night. Good night for an experiment. I guess I should document the time. Sunset was a little bit right before 8 o'clock. It's almost 8:30, 8:23 now. So I'll make sure and document the time when I take my readings. The moon's finally coming up over the hills over there. Can't quite see it. There it is. Beautiful full moon. I think we're not quite to full yet because it came up a little later than I thought it would. Yeah, maybe not too much later. But anyway, not quite up high enough to shine on my cans yet, but we'll take a reading on the temperature before the moon gets up just to see what we're sitting at. So it's 8:53, the moon is coming up now. We're gonna get a look at our cans here. We'll start with number 3 here. 79.2, 78.6, 78.6. Get number 1 here. 77.5, so it's already a little cooler. 77.7, 77.7, a little cooler than the one that's in the box. What about this one? Ooh, 77.7, 77.9, 78.1, so right around 77.9, 78. So these two on the outside appear to be about the same. That one there, a little bit warmer. We'll see what the moon does. Let's see. It is 9:45. Moon is up. I'm sorry that this GoPro is not a great camera for in the dark. I do have a light, so we're going to try to put a little light on the subject here. You can see the moon has been shining on this side now for a little while. Not sure how long. But we're going to go ahead and take a reading. So, starting with this. 76.6, 76.5, 76.5. Now the can that's in the Moonlight. 76, oh, 76.5, 76.5, 76.5. Now the can inside the box. 77.7. 77.7, 77.7. So far both those cans are about the same. The can in the middle is a little bit warmer. We're gonna take another reading here. It's been a while, been busy doing some other stuff. It's 10:51, if you can see that. Moon in the sky. Let me turn my light on here. All right, I'm not sure if you can see any of this, but here we have, oh, we get dew all over the place. Oh, but there's dew over here as well. All right, so we're gonna go ahead ahead and take our readings. We'll start again with the can on the dark side of the table. So this is the can that is not lit by the moon, number 1. 75 degrees. 75 degrees. 74.7 when I get a little closer to it. Alright, let's see. Now the other one, the moon side. 75 degrees, 75.2. 75.4. 75.4. So the moon side appears to be slightly warmer, but not much. And then the one in the box, 76.6. 76.6. 76.6. So again, the can that's inside the box, shielded from the sky, is about 1.5 degrees higher than the other two, which are about the same temperature, regardless of the moon. I've been sitting out here with my telescope, looking at Jupiter, looking at Saturn, the sky tonight. It's just super still. I've been seeing so much detail. I was able to push Saturn to like 200 times magnification, see the Cassini division crystal clear. Jupiter's got so much going on it. So if you want to look at the sky, you want to know what's up there, get a telescope. A little telescope like this AWB-1 Sky right now, it's gone up a little bit. It's about $250. Will show you so much in the sky. The moon, you can see so much detail looking at the moon. It's an awesome thing to have, especially if you got somebody in your house that's interested in astronomy. They would love to be able to look up at the sky and see what's actually up there with their own eyes. It's time for one last reading. Let's see, what time is it? It's just a little after midnight. It's 12:02. I'm going to do this and then I'll be done for the night, I think. See the moon still high in the sky there. We've got number 1, the can that's been blocked from the moon all night. 71.8, 71.6, 71.6. And number 2, the can in the moonlight. 71.8, 71.8, 72. Give one more just for good measure. 72. I don't know. And then the can that's in the box. 73.8. 73.8. 73.8. So the 2 cans that are outside, exposed to the sky, are about the same temperature, regardless of whether they've been exposed to the moon or not. The can that's inside the box, that has been shielded from the sky, is almost 2 degrees warmer than the other 2. What did we say? 71.6, 72.7, 73.4. So, anyway, I think that's pretty conclusive. Moonlight does not cool anything. What causes cooling is radiative cooling, heat loss to the sky. When you cover something, you're blocking that heat loss. You get radiation coming back from whatever's covering it. So, cold moon busted.